Initially, when I sat down here, I thought I was going to film a Valentine's date night get ready with me, but I just wasn't feeling it. And there are a lot of Valentine videos going to be out there today for you to watch if you need a look. In fact, I have a couple and I will put them up in the cards and down in the description box if you want to go check those out from past years. What I really wanted to do was to dig into my stash and find some of my favorite products and give you my top 5 products from Maybelline, except I couldn't narrow it down to 5, and so you're going to get 7. I didn't buy anything to do this video. Everything was already in my stash, and it kind of seems like if you're going to do a favorites video, it probably should be stuff that you already own, and in fact, things that you have repurchased maybe more than once. I used them to create this look and pulled in a few other favorites to finish it out. If you'd like to see that, let's get into it. I didn't use Maybelline primers. I used the Wet n Wild Hydra Depuffer under my eyes, favorite primer for under my eyes. And then I used a combination of the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer on the outer portion of my face and this Moira Pore Vanishing Primer on the T-zone. Maybelline does complexion products really well, and it was a tough decision on what foundation I was going to use because I have both the Maybelline Fit Me and this Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I have done a dedicated review on this. I'll put it up in the cards if you want to go see it. And I love them both. But I think for today, since it's just kind of an everyday go to work sort of a day, I'm going to use the Skin Tint. It gives a little bit lighter, more skin-like finish. This has a little bit more coverage. It's more medium to full, where this is more just like you could do light and build it up to medium. I dropped and broke my makeup palette, which is a $1.25 soap dish from Dollar Tree. So I need to get over there and get a new one, but I just haven't yet. And it still works, so it's not a catastrophe. Thankfully, it broke cleanly. Oh, I just realized that this is getting low enough that I have to tip the bottle to get anything into the dropper. So I put a little bit there. You can see it's very liquidy. And I like to put this on and kind of spread it out with my fingers a little bit, kind of a rough blend, I guess, and then take my dampened beauty sponge and pat it in. This helps me give a little bit more coverage than just going right in with the beauty sponge, but doesn't get it too cakey either. I just really love the finish that this foundation gives, and I've seen people with many different skin types rave about this foundation. I have oily combo skin, but I've seen people with drier skin also love it. It does include vitamin C, and I think there might be alcohol. I'll have to check the full ingredients. I don't have that with me right now. But if that's the case and you have drier skin, it may not be a foundation you want to use every day. But for my oily combo skin, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it stays pretty all day long, 12, 14 hours. No problem with it getting extra shiny or anything like that. Also love the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm going to use the shade 10 today, and I'm just going to take a little dab right in there, and then use my finger to start blending it out, moving it around, getting it where I want it. And then using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, I will just kind of tap and finish blending. But I like using my finger first. The warmth of my finger kind of helps meld the concealer in with my skin a little better, I think. And so I like starting it that way. And then if need be, I can always go back and blend a little bit more with my finger. And I think it just kind of helps smooth things out and conceal those dark circles. Finishing up the complexion, I'll be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in 05 Fair. And I'm just going to tap a little into the lid. And I'm going to put this everywhere, even under my eyes. It is such a nice powder. Doesn't look heavy or cakey. And just sets everything really nicely. Let me pull you in and I'll give you a close-up on my skin. I just think it looks evened out, doesn't settle in my fine lines and creases. You can still see a little bit of my discolorations or whatever through it, so it still looks like skin, but it's just an evened out canvas. And then to go in and add some color, I will use the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 100. This bronzer is so nice because, for one, it's not too orange, and for two, it's light enough that if you tend to be a little heavy-handed with your bronzer, it's a little more forgiving because you can build it up, but it's not just like a big old blob of color right where you put it down and then you can't do anything with it. So just warm that up a little. And I know it's bronzer, not contour, but I'm using it for contour anyway. And so it just brings a little dimension and life to the face without being too over the top, especially for a wintertime bronzer. I think it's really nice. I am going to do my blush, highlighter, brows, and eyes, and I'll be right back. Off camera, I did my blush. I used the e.l.f. Primer Infused Shimmer Blush in Always Preppy. I thought I was going to go with a little more cool tone leaning eyeshadow, and then I decided that I'd lean into the greens with my shirt. So the blush is a little bit pink and the eyes are a little bit peach. So to fix that, I'm going to just take this Moira Signature Blush in mellow pink and just put a touch of warmth in that blush and then kind of blend it. I do this all the time, and I guess that's one benefit to doing the eyes before the face is that you know kind of what tones to lean into on the blush if you've already got your eyes done. But it's also easy to fix after the fact. Just add a little bit of a warm blush over the top. It's fine. I don't have Maybelline eyeshadows because, frankly, I don't think Maybelline eyeshadows are very good. If Maybelline has a place to work on, it's definitely in their eyeshadow formula. So I used the Sydney Grace Mountain Trail for my eyeshadow and primarily used these right here. But before I did that, I went into the ColourPop Wild Nothing and used some of these lighter shades to build up the base. And then I used this gorgeous green right there in the inner portion. I then used this Dose of Colors eyeliner in a deep green. I think it's actually called Olive, to tightline and do just a little bit on the outer corner. And on my brows, I have the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil. Don't like this one. It's thick, it's a little bit dark, but I'm going to use it up anyway. And I have curled my eyelashes. Now, I have a dilemma because I have two Maybelline mascaras, and mascara is the next top product that I want to show you guys, and I can't decide if I want to use the Maybelline Sky High or the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Now, the Maybelline Sky High is almost gone. I like the brush on the Maybelline Sky High better. It is a better shape for me to get in to not make such a mess. It is one of those flexible ones. It's a little flexible. Sometimes it feels a little too flexible, but it's okay. But I think I like the formula of the Lash Sensational better. It's just, I have to clean it. I have to clean the brush because it gets a little goopy around this part right here. And the curved brush actually is really great for keeping my lashes curled. But because it's a little bigger, I have to really pay attention. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with it everywhere. You can see I just touched this part of my face. I'll clean that up after it dries. But I really do like this mascara a lot. I use it top and bottom, doesn't flake, doesn't smudge, and I think you can see just one coat the difference. The other thing I don't like about it is this tapered, rounded end of the wand is hard to grip and hold on to without it kind of wanting to just shoot out of my hands. So the packaging being this kind of, tapered bullet shape makes the handle hard to hold on to. So that's one coat on each eye. I'm going to do a second coat on each eye and I'll be right back. What I do like about the brush on this one is that it really gives a fanned out appearance to the lashes, and I like that. Now, I have mascara here, and a little on my eyelid. But if you wait for that all to dry and then take a little stiff brush, this is a lip brush, and just flick it away. If it's dry, you're just going to be able to lift it off. If it's still wet, it's going to smudge and smear everywhere. So make sure you let it dry. And a 10x mirror is really good to make sure that you are seeing any of those mascara dots that might have gone rogue. And last up on my list are some lip products. The lip liner I'm going to use is not Maybelline. It's from Milani. And I'm just going to put that on real quick. Well, I have glitter on my lip. This ColourPop shadow does kind of go everywhere. I have so many Maybelline lip products that I really, really love. This Color Sensational, just traditional bullet cream lipstick in Rosy Risk is one of my all-time favorites. But the one I'm going to use today, and the formula I like just a little bit more, are the Superstay Ink crayons. This one is in Trust Your Gut, and it's just such a good neutral. A little bit brown, but not too brown or too orange, and just one of my very, very favorites. It is a long-lasting formula, so by itself, if you just wear that, it'll last a really, really long time, but it also might be a little drying on our more mature lips. So I like to take the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Stone and put just a little bit of that right in the center, just to give a little shine. I am a lip gloss girl. I love lip glosses, and this one smells so good. It smells like cake, vanilla, a little bit maybe like a latte. I don't know, just smells so good. And that gives just a little bit more life to the lips and doesn't feel quite so dehydrated. Yes, it's going to affect the wear time of the lipstick a little bit, but I would rather reapply than have my lips feel too dry. So there you have it, my look with my top 7 products from Maybelline. Let me know down in the comments what's your favorite product from Maybelline. And if you like this kind of video and you'd like to see my top 5 or 7 from other brands, let me know what brands you'd like to see.